What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I first want to apologize for my absence. As many of you know, or all of you should know, this is a very pivotal, transitional, iconic, and life-changing time in my life as I prepare to leave this asshole of the devil and make my hijrah to the motherland of Africa, to the country of the Gambia. I have wanted to not only speak to you before now on an array of topics, but I also wanted to update you on my journey for my trip to Africa over on my other channel, Jedi Africa. I still keep all discussion about my journey and all of that for that channel and not this one, for an array of reasons. But this is pressing on me too much. One of my earliest videos on my old channel that was shut down by these devils, I did a video early on in my YouTube saga called Jews, Judaism, or Jews, Zionism, I can't remember. But the thrust of the piece was to educate my people about the truth of these people who call themselves Jews and are not. I have in recent times on this channel, I've brought you phone conversations that I had with a rabbi friend, or a rabbi that I befriended after one of the many outbreaks of the fake Jews in Israel attacking innocent Palestinians, as they have been for many decades now, certainly since 1948. And I have been clear to educate my audience about the difference between the Zionist Jew and the Orthodox Jew. The Zionist Jew is to Judaism what ISIS is to Islam and Muslims. ISIS is not Muslims, it is not Islam. Zionists are not Jews, they are not Judaism. Yes, they are the secular people, but one has to know and have an education about Judaism, its tenets and its law. Chief among them, Torah. Orthodox Jews denounce the state of Israel because it is against the Jewish doctrine for them to have a state. Even if there is many thousands of acres of land that people say, listen, there's land over there, you could just have it, nobody wants it. They're not allowed to have it. Speak to Orthodox Jews, but you don't know them because they don't run secular entities. They don't run media. They don't run banks. They don't run liquor stores. They don't run casinos. They don't run television corporations and things like that. They are holy people. As Muslims, we call the Orthodox Jew our cousin because our faiths are so close. They call the Quran the purified Torah because it clarifies Torah and it is not in conflict with their law. That's first. The people that are screaming anti-Semitism every 5 minutes need to die off. I want to say to the Zionist Jew everywhere, your Holocaust lasted 3 to 4 years tops. This is historical fact. Anybody can look it up and read it. 3 to 4 years tops. Not in this country. By other people that look just like you. African people were brought here in chains. At least 60 million of us. Our carcasses lie in the Middle Passage that didn't make it here. We represent the strongest of the strong, and yes, the strongest of the Semitic people. You scream anti-Semitic every 5 minutes, but you will not come out and show us how you are white, big nose, and from German and Poland, and how you suddenly became Semitic. When you don't speak Arabic, you don't speak Aramaic, you don't speak Hebrew, you're not of the land of Semites, no prophet or book has ever been sent to you. You are not the Israelites of the Torah. You are not the Israelites of Quran. You are not the Israelites of Scripture. Who are you? Who gives you to right to scream anti-Semite to African people who are the Semitic people and indeed the chosen people of Allah, the owner of existence? Ask you this now, I ask you. No more footsies and getting a pinch in your ass when somebody says something that you don't like, that calls you out. When somebody says black people like watermelon, God damn it, it's the truth. Because guess what? That's a byproduct of slavery. We had to be hydrated in the fields when we picked cotton and tobacco and everything else that we picked and all the labor that we did from can't see to can't see, not sun up to sundown. Can't see to can't see. And the watermelon is a very hydrating fruit. Allahu Akbar. So we don't say it's anti-black to say we love watermelon. Damn it, we do. Fried chicken was one of the first finger foods that you could carry. You didn't need to refrigerate it. You don't need to heat it up. You're fried, you can carry it for days and still eat it. It's fine. Yes, we love fried chicken. These are all handsovers from slavery. Many of our people eat chitlins, the intestines of the pig. This was the slop that white demons threw out of their big house while we were in the slave huts. And we were able to make a meal out of their trash. So I'm sick and tired of fake ass white people claiming themselves to be Jews, claiming somebody's anti-Semitic when you are not Semitic at all. Come out of your rat hole, put up a expose, get all of your media that you do own, and Kanye is going to show that in this video I'm going to show you. Show your shit, show your lineage, and show us black people. Show us. I'm not care about nobody else. Show us how you are Semitic. And then we can understand how you would have the right to bitch when somebody says something that's not anti-Semitic. You do own the banks. You do own media. You do own Hollywood. That's a fact. So if you don't like that title, then give it up and give it to somebody else. Why don't you give it to the real Semitic people? Why don't you give it to African people? How about that for starters? That's what needs to happen. I'm sick of the tit for tat. We are an oppressed people in this nation. You are not oppressed. Even Helen Thomas said, you could go back to Poland. You could go back to Germany. Nobody's persecuting you. Nobody's attacking you anymore. In fact, you're the bullies of the earth. In this country, you're screaming anti-Semitism and ruining people's careers every 5 minutes. In Israel, the illegal state, you're attacking Palestinians and denigrating them and dehumanizing them every fucking day. You are a terrorist. You're not worthy of any respect. The Orthodox Jew is worthy of respect. I do business and have done business with Orthodox Jews. I am a Muslim. I can go into any synagogue in this country and make salat as a Muslim. And any Orthodox Jew knows that they can come into a mosque and make their prayer as well. You are the fake people. And as it says in Revelations 2:9, and I know the blasphemy of those who claim they are Jews and are not. They are a synagogue of Satan. Because you are the one shaping the narrative, the images, the tone of the society. You are the evil crafts workers. But I say to my people now, we must stand by Kanye West, no matter what we've ever thought of him or whatever criticism we've ever passed upon him. And I'll make my case for that. What we know of these white demons, these imposters who claim they're Semitic but will never come and prove it, is that they first demonize you. They've said he's crazy. He's not a billionaire. He's off his rocker. He needs to be on medication. This is all the prelude to the kill. First they demonize you, then they kill you. They did it with Michael Jackson. They've done it with others. Oh, look how bad so-and-so is. It's like you live on a block. You're a rapist. You go and tell everybody on the block some chick is a whore. Well, look, I heard she's a whore. Well, I'd seen 8 guys go in there last night. I don't want to say anything. I seen it. And you start putting this out so that when she comes up a dead hooker, somebody goes, well, she was just a dead hooker, when she was none of that. Indeed, she was probably a mother of 4. She worked hard. She only had one lover in her life that produced her children, and that's it. But you made it seem like she was this so you could move in for the kill. They're trying to destabilize him and then get rid of him. I always tell you, we seek truth no matter what the source. And why I'm even speaking now and coming out of my mini hibernation. And by the way, I intend over the next days, everybody, to be live with you. It just has to be organic for me. I've always been that way. You know that. But one of the reasons why I had to come with this is because what he had to say in this is in the last, I think it said 2 days ago or a day ago or something. I don't know where he is, but brilliance is coming out of this man. And what I understand about him, and I've been watching many interviews of him since I knew of this dust up, this fake attack. Just like when Whoopi Goldberg said, well, you guys are white. How would I know you're a Jew? That's a fair statement. And anybody who would get ass hurt over that is not worthy of any respect or the next breath of life. That's just the fact of it. A white person walks up to me, I don't know what the fuck you are. Because there is no gene and you're not Semitic and you're definitely not African. So how are we supposed to know what you are? How? How? Unless you're just a bully trying to further the downfall of African people who have made you rich. You owned the slave ships that brought our people here. You did that. Say I'm wrong about that. We're not going to live in a society where we can't talk about your white ass when our people are being shot down every day and you want us to be sympathetic over some shit that happened 3 to 4 years and it was over and you're not in danger and you're running every fucking thing now. We're the problem. We're the ones being incarcerated. We're the ones being fucking evicted. We're the ones being shot down in the street. How dare you? You are anti-Semitic to attack to attack the real Semitic people, the Israelites of Quran, Torah, and the Scripture. This is the truth, and I challenge any Jew. I'm ready. I will be anywhere at any time you want to be to have a real discussion, unless you're just exactly what I say you are, a bitch-ass bully. Out to start shit and to ruin careers when it's convenient for you. I call on African people everywhere to coalesce around this brother. No matter what we think about him, we have to protect him. Anybody touches him and we need to be ready for bloodshed. We have to stand. That is not negotiable. Now, hear what he has to say. What I want you to notice is how lucid he is. This brother his mind works. Don't give me crazy. I'm an intellectual, but more than that, I'm a very good listener. I hear very well, and I listen very closely to what people say. What language do they use to say it? That's very important. And then when you can see them say it, then you can evaluate the intention. Hear this now. We will strike him for these ugly ass boots. That's something else. I don't want to get into it. Apparently this is outside of some event. They're Kanye, yay, and all but now the meat and potatoes will start. And remember, he doesn't have the Nation of Islam around him. He doesn't have even his security people. These brothers ain't really like brothers. You feel me? They just kind of, this brother needs protection right now. What he needs is to be embraced by black people. He need the right brothers to get him into a room and give him the truth. Add to the language that he has already, because he's got the language. He just is missing some of the key points. Because all he has to do, he's got the media attention on him now. All he needs to do is stand up and say, if I'm anti-Semitic, show me how you're Semitic. Show me how you're a Semite. Show me your lineage that must be from Africa, because if it's not, then you're a fake bitch, as I proclaim. You see? And they don't have it. They don't have it, everybody. They don't have it. They don't have it. And when they scream anti-Semitism, we never see the person step into the mic to say that, to make the claim. We just hear it's been declared anti-Semitic, and then that's it. But watch what he does in this video.
I feel good. You look great. You look great, my bro. Thank you, Kanye. You want to talk about anything, Kanye? I mean, do you think you're being unfairly targeted for the comments you've been making? You feel like it's unfair? Yes, absolutely. You know, I mean, anti-Semitic statements are never good for.
They say, do you think it's unfair? Do you think it's unfair? I always love that when somebody has the gumption to ask the media, because you can't let the reporter just act like, well, we're just here to do our job. No. You tell the person, what do you think, bitch? What do you think? So I love that he said, do you think that that whatever he said, I was inappropriate or something?
Anybody, right? It's kind of like being anti-black. But, you know, it's really interesting. I didn't realize that I could be considered anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism.
He said, I didn't realize it could be anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism. Now, you guys know I'm very good with law and definitely with language. I can tell you, before he even reads it, what he's about to read is clearly written by the same bitches that are screaming anti-Semitism, because it reads like a legal clause in a document. It's not a definition. It's clearly been, and probably recently updated even, just so it says this. Because I have a whole video here on the channel about what is anti-Semitic. I bring you the definition and all of it. And this ain't what's on this damn thing he's about to read. So this has definitely been doctored by the same people who run Google, who run the fucking everything and all the bullshit, the Zionist-ass people. Zionists are not Jews, everybody. They support the state of Israel. Again, Orthodox Jews, call any of them up, go talk to them. They will tell you we want nothing to do with Zionism. I brought you videos on my old channel showing that when Orthodox Jews go to Israel, they're attacked by the Zionists. 2008, when Obama was president, they had a huge march on Washington. It was nothing but Orthodox Jews out there. Their whole rally was to denounce the state of Israel and separate themselves from Zionism. They're not into that. That's not part of them. Don't bring that over here. Don't come right here. Not over here. They will tell you this. This is the truth I speak. So what's malicious about these Zionists is they want to deal in fantasy. I'm challenging you with the truth. You don't get to just scream anti-Semitism and hate speech. You're going to have to deal with the truth or shut the fuck up. No more. No more. No more. And you're not writing your Holocaust when we're in an ongoing Holocaust right now as African people. How dare you attack the oppressed? The real oppressed. Because nobody's persecuting your bitch ass now. Nobody. And we're sick and tired of it. And we're entitled to our anger. Now hear this. He just said, let me read what it says about anti-Semitism.
The definition says, making mendacious, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially, but not exclusively. This sounds like a unethical Bible. I All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type wording that's in the contracts, right?
See, he says that sounds like the wording in the contract. Listen, you see how lucid he is? Even at that moment, he goes, wait, let's let this go by. He's completely aware of his surrounding. He's in complete control. This is not a man that's crazy. This is not a man I'm seeing as bipolar and all the other bullshit that they claim. None of that is true, everybody. None of it is true. You always go to the source. You go to the source. I'm a very good assessor of behavior and character. It doesn't take me long to size somebody up. I'm telling you, none of it's true. And that's why I'm showing you this. Watch how he handles the field of questions and how he handles himself. He's completely there. You're not going to put one over on him. He knows exactly what he's saying. You're not going to trip him up, and he's totally present. Hear this now. But I love that he said, this sounds just like a line in a contract you signed. That was just perfect, because that's the first thing I thought when I heard him read it, and he hadn't even said it yet. I'm like, that fucking sounds like a legal clause, because y'all know I'm the fine print dude. I read everything. That's exactly legal language. That's not a definition. That's written by some fucking Zionist. Let's go on.
All right, so it says, think about it, that sounds like the type wording that's in the contracts, right? Okay, it says, such as, especially but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
So what are you supposed to believe? They're poor? When you watch any movie and every fucking name is Goldberg, Stein, Schitzenstein, Klein, all the shit. I mean, it's a fact. Black men got big penises. Oh, you're anti-black for saying my dick is big. How dare you? I mean, this is what they're doing. This is right up there with, you are a man with a beard, I'm supposed to call you her or some pronoun. This is right up there. It's the same hocus pocus non-reality shit. Why wouldn't you be proud of that? Why? Oh, you're anti-black to say that black men play NBA. How dare? How petty is that? It's the truth. But let's go on.
What you said? That Jews run everything? Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic. Right. So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, you know, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a. Do you regret your statements? Or the statements you think you should be walking back?
Hear that? Did you regret your statements? And then the next white devil, it's statements you think you should be walking back? Because it's always about break you. Every black man, I don't give a fuck. Every black man under the sound of my voice. When you say something, you say, I said it, and I said it. Don't ever back down, especially to one of these white demons. You say it and you make no apology. And you announce, I said what I said, there will be no apology. Deal with it. Find untruth in what I said, and then we can talk. When you show me where it was a lie, we can talk. But until then, there'll be no discussion. Let's go on, because he's about to hit him with a ace card right here.
I mean, considering. What do you mean walking back? Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements.
You see, he goes, when the guy, you want to walk it back, he saw Kanye looks at him and goes, what do you mean walking back? This brother is seasoned. He knows what he's doing. Don't buy this crazy shit. He doesn't have a publicist out there. Nobody's coaching him. He's right off the riff, just straight off the dome. This was impressive. He challenges this photographer. He goes, what do you mean by walking back? Hear this now.
You should be walking back. I mean, considering. What do you mean walking back? Well, you know, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, vilified. I mean, you might think you're right, but I think, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said. Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Go and My, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google, what else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time, Touchstone, Associated Press, Pixar, Miramax, HBO, New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now, the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list.
Wait now. He just read everybody that you would know on fucking Earth. There was nobody he read that none of us is familiar with. We all agree. We all agree. Now, here's the punch card.
Red are the executives that are Jewish.
Boom. Ace card. So, if I say you farted and it fucking stunk up the room, is that anti-Semitic? It's the truth. Nobody could breathe. You see, it's time to push back against these people. Challenge, especially, I don't care when they say it about anybody else, white, Latino, give a fuck. When they say this shit to black people, we need to be vigilant and violent in our response and forceful with our language to say, really, you're calling me an Israelite, God's chosen people, real Semites? You're saying I'm anti-Semitic when you don't look like anything that could ever be Semitic? We could just look at you and know you're not Semitic. You're not even Arab. You're not even Arab. And they're Semitic. You're not even Arab. They have no place. It's time to shut it down. But this is the trump card. I just play it again how he presents it. He reads the list and he says,
New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now, the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish at these companies.
Boom. But they don't run anything. And how dare you say it? But there's the receipt. There's the receipt. Wonder who was the biggest producer in Hollywood that just went down to jail and just was the biggest sexual assaulter of women known to humanity. What was his last name? Oh my God, Harvey Weinstein. A Zionist. And he worked in where? Hollywood. I'm sure it's just coincidence. Who was the most raved comic that wasn't funny ever? What was his name? Wish I could remember. Jerry Seinfeld. We can keep going, everybody. Like, we have to be over it. Black people have got to get the balls to challenge these people. They're not going to terrorize us. And you would think for people who want to claim a Holocaust that happened 3 to 4 years tops, who it was so painful, and now they want to come out and bully the world. See, black people, we have empathy when you go through something, but then when you act like you want to do the same shit to other people, we don't give a fuck about what happened to you. That's black culture. We have a right to our culture. So the more of this shit that you do to black people, we won't really care about your shit that happened to you. Because you show us you don't give a fuck about what has happened to us and what continues to happen to us. We are in an ongoing Holocaust. You should dare to approach us while we make you rich on our talent. You're the agents. You are. You are the publicists. You are the lawyers. You are the managers. Period. That's the truth. It's time somebody put a forum up and say, let's bring in these scary ass people who want to scream anti-Semitism every 5 minutes and just show us that you're Semitic and we'll shut up. Just show us how you're Semitic. Show us. Just show us. Just show us. It's like somebody tells you they're rich and you see them in nothing but clothes from the thrift store, and they're rolling up in some car from 1930 that's not even vintage. And you go, and not that you even care if they have money or not, but they've made the claim. So you're kind of like, well, where your money at? You feel me? Or somebody says they know Oprah. You go to their house. They say they've been friends with Oprah for 20 years. There's not a single picture in the house of them and Oprah. Well, you said you were friends with Oprah. I didn't. So show me a picture of you and Oprah. Just show me. It's that easy. This is not rocket science. We're not asking for the impossible. In fact, we're being very reasonable. But most of all, we're fucking sick and tired of being bullied by these fake ass people. And I say fake ass because I'm an Israelite. I am a Semite. I am. And you're claiming anti-Semitism is no different to me than somebody who's clearly white, who's not even claiming they're Jew, trying to either act black or claim they black, or they got a black friend and somehow that engraces them to black people. That shit doesn't fly, and either does this. Let's go on with Kanye. He's just shown, if I'm wrong, then why are all these motherfuckers that run all this shit in red? What are we dealing with?
Now, the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish at these companies.
Do you think they stuck together when they heard what you said? Was that what happened?
Well, what I said is, hey, I've had experiences where it felt like I was being teamed up on, and I didn't realize that term would be considered to be anti-Semitic. So I had a mediation with Adidas today, and I think Adidas felt like because everyone else was ganging up on me that they had the right to just take my designs. And I feel like right now, I feel like that was in Christianity. We don't say karma. We say you reap what you sow. And I feel like this is God humbling me right now because there's two things that are happening. A lot of times when I would say, oh, I'm the richest black man, it would be a defense that I would use for the mental health conversation. To say, oh, you guys say I'm crazy, but look at this, I made money. And but that is not godlike to be showing off. So if it's not godlike, then God will take that because it's all the church's money, right? So
I want to stop it there to say this. While this is still fine, I still have to be consistent and make the point. Christianity is a problem for African people. You understand? Because fuck love and fuck peace when you're dealing with fire-breathing, demonic-ass, Zionist-ass demons and other whites. Because they're all white. They just are. So that's a problem. We no longer need to speak from a place of love. White people aren't interested in that. We've had many generations that prove this truth. We're the ones speaking all this love and peace and fuck peace, like Tupac said. Fuck peace. Fuck that. We need to be just as gangster as them. But he's a Christian, so we just have to deal with it, and it's fine. But hear the rest of this now, because it's not about that. I'm trying to show you how lucid he is. He's very present. He's sharp. He's not missing anything. Let's go.
What's happening right now is I'm being humbled. Another thing that's happening is by me being burned to the flesh every single day, it's actually proving what I had to say. So when I went to the mediation, what I want to say is, like, black people are like, okay, Lex Friedman got you to apologize. Pierce Morgan got you to apologize to the Jews, but you never apologized to us about the George Floyd comment that made us feel bad. Now, the thing is, okay, JFK, they got a lot of documentaries about how it happened. So we can argue about how it happened, which I like the fact that we can do that. But regardless, when I see that video as a black person, it hurts my feelings. And I know that police do attack, and America is generally racist. And I understand that when we got to say Black Lives Matter, that the idea of it made us feel good together as a person, as a people, right? When let me say it until the soundbite is better for you guys. When the idea of Black Lives Matter came,
You see, he's not flustered. He's very purposeful, very measured. He is in control. And I respect it because he is under fire. He is under fire. And a lot of times it's our way as African people, when we get upset, we can't really articulate well. You feel me? We get worked up and we see red. But he's still in command. He's still in command. So hear this now.
as a people, right? When let me say it until the soundbite is better for you guys. When the idea of Black Lives Matter came out, it made us come together as a people. Now afterwards, yes, there was some things where the money went. There were some things where it was used in order to push us to the Democratic vote. There were people behind it involved. That happened, but the general feeling. So when I said that, and I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. It hurt the Black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing and by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now. So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest Black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment? That actually, if you look at the definition of DEF CON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed. Yeah. I must have needed that extra defense.
And when he said DEF CON, that wasn't anything. But again, they want to blow stuff up as if it's, oh, we were so injured by this and we can't go on. Hitler's going to come out of the closet any second now and get us again. Nah. He was saying, I'm going DEF CON, like I'm not going to bitch and punk out. I said it and I'm standing by it. I'm riding this all the way. They didn't like that. So what do? They run with their little slogan. Well, it was anti-Semitic. Then show that you are a damn Semite or shut up. Let's go on.
Are you worried you ruined your legacy, Kanye?
How? Well, stop. I'm not worried. I'm just not worried, period. God is alive. God runs the world. God even runs Hollywood. God is alive. And he's using me right now. He chose me for such a time like this to basically for the media to put their knee on my neck, for Adidas to put their knee on my neck. All I ever wanted at Adidas, I left Nike because Nike wouldn't give me a percentage for my shoes when I had the Red October, and my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and I needed to get some money. Because if I was the kid that just had the red shoes, I could have never been a Black man wearing a red hat. When Nike would have shut me down immediately, right? But because Adidas was a German company, it gave me a little bit more room to be able to express myself and to actually have a political opinion as an American. That I wasn't forced into a political opinion because of the color of my skin. Now let's talk about the red hat. And let's talk about the similarities to the White Lives Matter t-shirt. The thing about the red hat that drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor.
Watch it.
What hospital,
watch
what
this.
media it went to. We know I can't say that.
Watch.
It was a Jewish doctor.
There,
that
boom.
Diagnosed me of having a disorder that would have had me on medication right now. At a time like this, if I was on medication right now, then one pill could have been swapped out and it would be Michael Jackson and Prince all over again.
Boom. This is not a brother who is he had his moments, but I think that a lot of that stuff came from him being seduced. He's around those blood drinking bitches, the Kardashians, who don't look like a damn, and are obsessed with black penis and black semen. And he's just been caught up. And I've been close enough to this world to understand the whisperers that can be around. It could be a stylist. It's an agent. It's a manager. It's an assistant someplace. You feel me? Little whisperings come to you. They're very, very crafty, everybody. Very crafty. Very crafty. I can't say it enough. But that statement was powerful. If he's making the tie-up to say it's a Jewish doctor, and I'm going to say quotations because it could have been a Zionist. It's a Jewish doctor. If I'm on medication right now, all it would take is to swap out one pill, and I'm Michael Jackson and Prince all over again. You see? He's very aware. Don't trust these motherfuckers at all.
But because I didn't take the misdiagnosis and I didn't take the medication, I'm able to speak to you guys clear of thought and transparently.
Boom. And that's the point I'm making And that's the point I'm making in this piece. He is clear. He's lucid. He is not intoxicated. He's not influenced. This is coming right out of his soul. I know this because I always tell you, I live by my grandmother's creed. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. That is a finite principle that won't be changing. I love that statement. We'll just hear that again.
But because I didn't take the misdiagnosis and I didn't take the medication, I'm able to speak to you guys clear of thought and transparently. Now let me talk about the red hat. Wearing the MAGA hat, the way that Hollywood's political agenda attacked me and put me to a point of exhaustion was death by 1,000 cuts. Everyone would say something to me, from a driver to my ex-wife to Adidas. Everyone would say something. So when I wore that White Lives Matter, I said, I'm not going through this again. I'm not going. Hey, y'all gonna leave me alone about my t-shirt. Because what's the point of having influence and having money and people could come up and just pinch you? But don't you think?
Boom. Because Bezos has money and influence, and you never get away with any statement against him. And he's been scandalized before congressional hearings, and but again, it's race at the core of everything with white people. I don't care what label they want to fake themselves under. That means nothing. This is still the same white demon we've been dealing with since they brought us here before 1619. Let us be very clear. Let's go on.
Having influence, you have a responsibility. And that's the responsibility that I'm taking right here.
Boom.
That's why you asked that question. But don't you think it's dangerous rhetoric to be anti-Semitic to say all lives matter or white lives matter? No, I'm asking.
Wait now, wait.
Don't you think it's dangerous rhetoric?
The fucker says, "Don't you think it's anti-Semitic? Don't you? What do you say? Don't you think it's anti-Semitic to be anti?" And Kanye corrects him, and he goes, "No, I didn't say that." He goes, "You just said that." Remember, this dude is a rapper. He's a lyricist. People who write poems, certainly rappers, their brains move like this. That's why they can fucking just what do they call it when they flow, like spit just like without any rehearsal. You just put a beat on, they just come up with something on the fly. Excuse me. They've been given that gift. Their minds, they're quick like that. He's that. His mind works very quickly. And as he said, I'm not on medication right now. I'm able to speak to you clearly and free of thought. I'm good right here. His whole demeanor is one of authority. He's in command. He's not surrounded by agents saying, we're not going to answer that question. We're not going to answer that. Okay, that's enough, Kanye. That's enough. And being rushed into the escalate. No. I'm holding this damn court by myself. And I'm holding it down. And look how he challenges this dude on what he just said.
To be anti-Semitic to say all lives matter or white lives matter. No, I'm asking. You're saying white lives matter, anti-Semitic. That's what you just
I'm not
asked.
saying that's
No, you just said that though.
No, and I misspoke. But I'm saying
See, he's listening. But that's what you just said. He's got like 10 people there screaming questions and taking pictures. No, that's what you just said. And we all heard it. Then the demon wants to say, well, I misspoke. Nah. And then watch what Kanye says when he says, I misspoke. Hear this now. That was a Freudian slip. That means you meant to say that shit. That's what's really in your heart. You feel me? He's on cue right here. I have to give it over. I have to give it over.
I'm trying to correct myself.
Okay, correct yourself.
To walk around with
Do you want to walk back that statement?
Haha. You see? See how clear he is? Because remember earlier when this exchange began, they asked him, did you want to walk any of those statements back? He goes, what do you mean by walking it back? Now this fucker slips up. He challenges on him and he goes, do you want to walk that back? Throwing it back at him. Oh, this was everything for me. Let's go on.
You're saying white lives matter, anti-Semitic. That's what you just asked.
I'm not saying that's
No, you just said that though.
No, and I misspoke. But I'm saying
no, you didn't. That was a Freudian slip.
I'm trying to correct myself.
Okay, correct yourself.
To walk around with
Do you want to walk back that statement?
Sure, I will.
I love that.
Walk back that statement.
Do you think maybe that?
No, wait a second.
But I'm saying you're wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. And Black Lives Matter, and a lot of people think that you're being anti-black by saying it.
No, how?
What?
Let him talk, bro. In America, black people don't take all the rights that we have that are actually given to us. Because we weren't given what we were promised in the first place, which was the 40 acres. Instead, we were given...
And a mule.
And a mule. Instead, we were given projects and bad food and posters of Oprah Winfrey. And also Planned Parenthood. People said to me multiple times, visit the Holocaust Museum. I said, visit our Holocaust Museum. It's called Planned Parenthood.
Boom.
6 million Jews died in the Holocaust, and I am sorry for your losses. 20 million.
That happened decades ago for about 3.5 to 4 years. Anybody can Google it. Just Google how long was the Jewish Holocaust. I've looked it up, so I'm not spitting vomit. It was 3.5 to 4 years tops. Done. And how long was ours? Till current.
Blacks died to abortion, and Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger with the real KKK as population control. Margaret Sanger is a eugenics and is working today. The number one cause of death for black people in America is abortion. The most dangerous place for a black man today, or a black baby, black woman, is in their mother's stomach. And that is a programming that's pushed through. I got a new word for 2024. The red media.
Boom.
That is.
You see? It's fine. You don't want to say as you own everything, bitch. You the red media. Here's the receipt. What? Because every name on this bitch is some Zionist name. Defend that. Defend that. That's all we ask. You're going to make a claim, you should be able to back it up. It's like Dr. King said, we just want America to be who she says she is on paper. So in the same spirit of that quote, I make this charge. We just want you to come out and defend who you say you are. Because I could say I'm Oprah and I'm related to fucking somebody that I don't know. The people say, show me. If I say I'm a magician, first thing somebody say, well, show us a magic act. And then if I can't, I'm an imposter. But notice this also. This is a man who's out of control, allegedly. Look at the quality of his teeth. He's obviously keeping his dental hygiene up. But look at his nails, everybody. They're filed back. They're clean. This is not a man who is random and out of control. Okay, the boots are hideous and we have to indict him for that. That can't be overlooked. But alas, this was brilliant. He said, I got a new word, the red media.
Is a programming that's pushed through. I got a new word for 2024. The red media.
Boom.
That is the red media. If you go to Apple right now, go to Apple Music. Let's load up the top 10 songs. I guarantee you they're promoting black serial killing. Absolutely. Not just one. They're promoting black. The red media is making money off of blacks being serial killers to each other. Also misogynistic. The red media is making money off of that. And God sees it. But I understand, and I'm not judging because the oppressed becomes the oppressor. And it is our time now. Blacks are coming into money. We are not scared anymore. And I showed you that I crossed that line. They tried to bankrupt me. They tried to say I was crazy, and I'm alive. We haven't had a full black community since the gentrification of Harlem and Black Wall Street, which was torn down. But I know my brothers, my engineers, my architects, my farmers are going to rise up. And if it meant they had to take me and drag me like Emmett Till in front of everyone because I whistled, I know my brothers, and I have no reason to lie.
I love that. And I hate that they edited or clipped it, like just play the full shit. You feel me? So that should be indicted. But it's fine. Let's go on.
Family was taken away from me. My reputation has been smeared. So let's close with a prayer. Father God, thank you.
And then he ends in a prayer. And he has a couple more things that aren't really probative to what we're dealing with. And I don't want to make this long. And quite frankly, I don't know how long my screen record software will not betray me. But I have been critical of Kanye in the past. But I've always stood up for him and anybody else that I didn't like or I thought was off the rails or a problem to African people. But I'm consistent that we accept truth no matter where it comes from. But this is also unique, not in just the truth that he's bringing, but also I see because I know the patterns of these demons. They want you to believe he's broke. Oh, and he's washed up and his legacy's over and Kanye's just no more and there's no need to listen to him. And then the next thing you know, oh, Kanye is doing a hostage situation or he's doing something or he had a bad accident, something, because they know what I know. While they proclaiming him crazy, he's unpredictable, but he's a thinker. His mind doesn't work like everybody else's. And usually people that are talented and gifted in a craft, they're different. You're automatically different. Otherwise, you wouldn't be him. You wouldn't. And they don't want this Negro infiltrating white institutions because they always keep the gatekeepers around to make it be what they say. They want you, they want your talent, but they don't want you to be a part of it. They've always done this. The history of the Zionist Jew has been that they have made their money off of African people to this day. I saw a documentary where no artist is allowed to have black representation. I brought you the football player, some kid with dreadlocks, signed with Master P. And the white Zionists had a conniption fit because how dare he have black representation. You saw what they did to Venus and Serena's dad. You see what they did to Tiger Woods' dad. And we could just go on. They want that because they leech off of our talent. Name me a Zionist Jew that has a huge career. Name me. Don't name me Seinfeld. Don't name me any of these non-talented people. Somebody really like, oh my God, did you see so-and-so? That's the number one it at whatever they do. They don't have it. They don't have it. And so we have a right, just as they can scream anti-Semitism every 5 minutes, we can scream, show us the proof of it every 5 minutes. There'll be no apologies. There'll be no statements until you can prove your claim. How can I be anti-me? Because we have the evidence to show that we are the Israelites. In fact, this very term Jew is not something that's even part of Scripture. It's not. It's always been the Israelites. That's who it is. When the Son of Mary came, he said, I was sent only to the lost tribes of the house of Israel. Jesus was not sent to all of humanity to be their savior. He was sent only to black people, and he himself was a black man. So newsflash, white people who love Christ, you can love him, but he don't love you, and he was not here for you. That's a fact. And this fiction of, well, he decided to take in the Gentile lady, that's a fiction put in. Prophets do what Allah says. They don't change the rules because they feel sorry for somebody. Just like on the day of judgment, the angels of death, when they come, they make no judgment. You can't say, please, I was good. I can't. They hear and they obey. They take your soul. That's what they do. And as the Quran tells us, they are never derelict or late in their duty. Boom. They hear and they obey. That's it. So we have to stand firm, but we have to be vigilant and stand with Kanye. We can hate him on the things that we hate him for later. We have to put that on the back burner. But we have to coalesce around him, and we have to show that, give a fuck. You don't tell us who our heroes are. You don't tell us who's bad, because they always do that. They tell you who you're supposed to like. I love when Nelson Mandela came out of prison and he was doing an interview with Ted Koppel, and who was another Zionist, said something about, but you support so-and-so, so-and-so. He goes, your enemies are not our enemies. And the place went up. The standing ovation was 10 minutes and they couldn't contain the place. And it was, oh my God. You see? So this is that. You say Kanye is anti-Semitic. You say he's bad. You say he's crazy. We black people, we say he's our brother, and we don't think none of that. We think you're the problem, and you need to go away and fucking die off. And shut up. Because we're just over it. Every 5 minutes, it seems, certainly in the last 2 years, it's escalated. Every second, it's somebody being, oh, so-and-so made anti-Semitic comments. And then you have to do a forensic fucking diagnosis to find out, well, what was anti-Semitic about it? And it was nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. Yes, they fucking run Hollywood. He showed that even with his evidence and the receipt he showed in this video. But you didn't need that. If you just go and look at you look at the executives at all these companies, you look at a movie, you watch the credits when it rolls, you see the names, it's all there, dude. It's all there. It's the truth. And why they would be ass hurt over it can only be as a precipitous excuse to attack black people, and then to keep up this sympathy for them that really no American is due to them, because their crime didn't happen here. But they want to join the oppression of black people while they're in this country. You see? So how can we feel sorry about your shit? You don't feel sorry for us, and you have no problem attacking our people. So what's good for the goose? And as an individual, I say to anybody, if you didn't respect my family, I don't respect yours. You don't respect my suffering, I don't even see yours. And it didn't even happen here. I'm over it. Let the message go out far and wide. We stand with Kanye no matter what. The Jedi has spoken.